everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am just getting myself situated on Facebook. So good morning, everyone, and welcome. Happy Thursday, the last day of our Take Action month. Oh my goodness. So this is it. This is the actual last day of August. How about that? My gosh, we are already into tomorrow's September. So welcome. We are happy that you're here. I am the Badass Buddha, Lori Monaco. I am broadcasting from Southern Connecticut, where it is beautiful outside. It's a fall day today. It's very, it's not humid. It's got a nice crisp feel to it. So it feels like autumn. So welcome, everyone. Good morning, Gladiator Guru.
Good morning. Bienvenidos a Viva Cafe con Leche this beautiful Thursday morning. It is, the day before yesterday, I was speaking to one of my friends from Spain that I met in 2017. And every so often he'll hit me up. Hey, how are you? Where are you? What are you doing? And he actually told me that it was rainy and cold in Spain. And I think it was raining over here. But the day after, which was yesterday, was raining. And how similar Spain's weather is to Connecticut. And it's like, we're not the only ones. But I love it. If I can have any kind of weather, it would be today's weather and yesterday's weather. I love those days. I got so much done yesterday.
And plus, that makes you feel even better when you get a lot accomplished. Plus, the weather's beautiful. And it's like everything lines up the way it is. Last night was a super moon. It's supposed to be, it's a blue moon, super moon. And not to mention that Saturn also was really close for those people that follow that stuff. And, my youngest daughter and I went to go look, and the trees were very obstructive. We couldn't really see much. And then when we finally did, I didn't notice really all that much. But then I realized that my middle daughter got up at like closer to midnight, and I saw her taking pictures. She must have had a better view. I tried looking again at 4 because I was up at 4 o'clock this morning, but it was already into the trees. So for those of you that like that stuff, you get another chance tonight to look at it, and hopefully the skies will stay clear enough for you to be able to see. I might actually take a drive somewhere so that I can see it better because there's just too many trees here. But it happens I forgot the next time it's supposed to happen. So it takes, it's not a yearly event, which, so if you like that stuff, it's something to see, and it's worth it.
My nephew and I were out there. And I took a picture of it, but I have a shitty phone. So I got like all the laser beams coming out of it. But yeah, we I'm Mother Moon's favorite child. I say that in all my pieces. So I was out there moon gazing, and I think the last time I went out there, well, it was probably around 150. The last time I went out to look at it, I didn't really see the shades of blue that everybody was talking about. So I was like, some people got pictures. Like some of my friends from Florida posted pictures of the moon, and it looks beautiful. You could see the hint of blue, but no,
Yeah.
not I.
I think it depends on where you are. Some locations are better than others. It also depends on how much light there is. It's just like a meteor shower. If you want to really see a great meteor shower, you go to a place where it's just pretty. There's no trees, and you have a really broad area, and it's dark. That's the thing. You have to have it where there's no, and here, this house is very lit up. The neighbor's house is very lit up. In fact, we always joke that the neighbor's house is so lit up you could land planes and shit, which is great, for predators, for people coming to rob you. But for such things, it makes it harder to really enjoy it. And when you live in the suburbs, it's expected, between street lights and car lights. And so that's why I think tonight what I'm going to probably do is just pop in the car with one of the kids or both of them and see if they want to just take a quick drive to an area where we can get a good view of the moon and see. Because I think tonight is the last night that you should be able to see it as a full moon. And then by Friday, it's going to start to change its shape a little bit. So anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome. So today is this is our last Take Action day. And today's conversation is be a walking mantra. So this is a fun conversation because we're going to talk to you about what that means, what it means to be a walking mantra and how to live your life as such. And while, some people sit there and make fun of affirmations and mantras and things like that, I think most people who really find peace and success in their life, and I don't mean business success, lots of money, success, what it means to them. In other words, people that are very mindful and very present in their lives do truly love using affirmations and mantras, because that's exactly what it does. It keeps us very present and in the moment, and they can be very powerful. The moment you don't think it's going to be powerful, then you are correct, right? So if you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. I believe that was Henry Ford that said that. So that's why, this is a fun show. It's just sort of the cap on the taking action piece, because it's there to just remind you of who you are and to give you that momentum that you may be lacking in taking the action steps that you need to take.
Yes. And you know what? There's nothing we cannot do. There are just a lot of things we refuse to do and then blame it on an excuse. Good morning, Leanne. No matter how huge of a decision or how minuscule of a choice, it is still yours. You own that. Nobody can take your choice of yay or nay away. So why are you abandoning it? And I think that's one of the things when you conclude everything from January until now, today, let's just start this where we came from to where we are. And
Yep.
just review your little notes. I'm sure you wrote them on. If you're like me, I wrote all over my notebook, but I can switch to pages and know, and that's how I figure out, okay, this is what I wrote and when. And do it for you, not for us, not for whoever your partner is or anything. Do it for you. Just take it to the toilet with you. Just keep it real. Leave your phone and take your notepad.
Take it to the toilet. I like that. Take it to the toilet with you.
It's your most uninterrupted time, 15 minutes of fame that you will have, of a long time, of nobody, everybody knows not to mess with you when you're, in the bathroom. That's truly your escape when you have a feeling. And when it's just you, show up. Show up.
Well, I'm hoping you show up for you in the bathroom. I mean, I don't know who else you're going to show up for.
When it's bathroom, you don't need bathroom time. Let me tell you something. I've been waking up before. I'm always grateful. I always say my morning gratitude prayer. And lately, I've been saying, Father Yahweh, remove the energy, the demon of procrastination, of laziness, of confusion. Allow me to be the best at what I do today. And let me tell you, yesterday was the first time I said that prayer, and I was on it. I created 10 tea jars, adorned them. I adjusted and then published 2 of my articles.
Yep. I got them. The blog.
You got it? Okay, I wasn't sure because people were saying they weren't getting my emails. I wrote a whole other piece that I'm going to publish today. I did 2 hours of walk Pilates, stand-up shaking, the stretching, the patting. I did all of that, and I felt good. And I didn't feel lethargic by the end of the day. Choose your words. Your words are powerful. Tell yourself, I will, I am, I can. Ija. Okay, mantra time. Buenos dias. I'm posting.
All right. Let's set the intention. We'll do our mantra. So be intentional today. Have a purpose.
And do it in gratitude.
Absolutely. Trying to see, I'm a little crooked.
Okay.
Let's do our mantra.
Just share.
And let's get some people on here. We have Leanne's on here. I see 2 people, but that might even be you, Gladiator Guru, because I don't know. But let's get some more people on here. Let's like, share, follow, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Let people know that you're here. So here we go. Let's get busy. And oh, there's Gwen. Good morning, Gwen. Thank you for being here. Here we go. Say it loud and say it proud. I am a disruptor.
I am a disruptor.
I am unapologetically courageous.
I am unapologetically courageous. You see what I did?
I am spiritually grounded.
I am spiritually grounded.
I am magically orgasmic.
Ole.
And I keep it real.
All day, no doubt.
And Desiree is in the house.
Good morning, Desiree.
Good morning, everyone. All right. So, last day of Take Action.
Miss Lord. Wait, I just want to go to Gwen Lord. You know, her name is Guinevere Lord. Like, how perfect of a name from the Renaissance era is that? And then I come to find out that her son's last name is King. Like, perfect.
Oh my gosh, that is.
Like, I've always, since I met her, I think I fell in love with her name before I fell in love with her. Kisses, there's still love. Mucho, mucho amor. Spent the weekend. We had a slumber party, Gwen. Okay.
So why is it so important we're talking about being a walking mantra. This is the last day of taking action. You know, we've talked about things that you want to do, and then we talked about doing them. How do you keep up the momentum? You know, how do you keep going? We've talked about making sure that you have accountability partners, that you have people that are in your tribe that support you and love you. And when you make it very clear to them what you want in your life, the people that matter are going to make sure that you stay steadfast with that. So they're going to hold you accountable. They're going to get in your face sometimes. They're also going to do it with a lot of love. But what about our own selves? You know, we have to also hold ourselves accountable. We have to also create our momentum. And that's why it's really important to know thyself, because you know what works, what doesn't. You know that you're willing to be open to certain things and try new things and then figure out what works very rapidly. And being a walking mantra means that you created a mantra specifically for you. Like, this is just, you know, you can say it, you can do it. It's something that reminds you of you're taking action. Like, I'm doing this. I got this. Like, if you're in the middle of something and you're on a roll, like, I rock. I've got this. I'm doing this. Those are mantras that you can say to yourself. Are they applicable to everybody? They can be, some of them, but yours is specific to you. Yeah. And to say it and then do it when they align with each other. You know, sometimes you have to say it to get yourself to do it. Sometimes you're doing it and then you say it, but you've got to create mantras that work for you. And they fall into the category of affirmations, you know, like sometimes people read an affirmation. I love when people pick up an affirmation card and they just read it, like with no emotion. That's just like they're reading it and that's it. And you've like affirmations and mantras you have to feel it. You have to be in this moment, saying it and doing it. It's about being present, being aware, and taking charge and accountability for what you're saying and what you're doing. So make it powerful. Don't be aware of the negative mantras, be aware of the negative affirmations, because, you know, we say them a lot and we've said it a lot over the years. Let's not do that anymore. Let's be very aware and flip it when that comes into play.
Good morning, Janice. You know, when people, I've always been marvelous. I will find something that I wrote, which is what I did yesterday. I had 15 unpublished blogs. And some I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't post this and stuff like that, you know. But let me tell you, when somebody says, how are you? I say, I'm amazing. And the badass Buddha has laughed several times when I said it. I guess she thought I was joking at first. Now she's like, the bitch is amazing, because I am.
I know you're not joking.
No, when I first started saying it, because it's weird. When you ask somebody, how are you? And they just come up with, oh, I'm amazing. When they ask me in Spanish, when all my connections from Spain, or when I went to Colombia, I met some vendors and we chat all the time and they WhatsApp me, hola, ¿cómo estás? And I always say de maravilla. De maravilla. And they always send me the smiley or laughing emoji, because sometimes people need to hear people say that about themselves, to give them permission to then say it about themselves. You get what I'm saying? So your shyness or your fear of, I don't want people to think I'm conceited, that worrying about how people are going to perceive what you're saying, you're not only cheating your spirit of a warm compliment, but you might be taking away a great gift you're giving someone else. And my son-in-law says, estoy rico. And how do you translate that into English? Because I know what he's saying, estoy rico.
I am rich.
You can lick me up and down. I got you. I got you,
rich.
son-in-law.
I mean, literal translation, but.
So, but yes, create your mantra. And when you do it, create your mantra for you, to you. And then try it out. And people are going to look at you, because sometimes, my thing, I've always walked in a room and it never mattered what size my body was. It never mattered what type of lipstick I had on. I walked in and my aura was like poking bitches in the face. And to this day, people don't know either. Some will gravitate, oh my God, how are you? I walked into Goodwill the other day and I'm walking, I have one of my linen dresses on and I'm walking in. And this lady did a double take, right? And she's like, oh my God, I love your style. I love that dress. But then I love your hair. Oh my God, you're such a vibe. And I hugged her. I literally hugged her. And I didn't hug her to say thank you for complimenting me. I hugged her and said, oh my God, you don't know how wonderful it is to meet real people. Because she was real. She didn't care. She knew there was nothing being taken away from her.
Yes.
She was simply complimenting something that she saw nice and pretty. And you know what? I love to compliment people. I compliment them all the time.
Yeah.
I'll love something they're wearing, even though I know I would never wear it. But I love the way it's flowing on them. Perfect I am not, because if it's the opposite effect and I don't like you, bitch, don't even look at me. Why? Because my energy is too valuable to be flip-flopping so I don't offend anybody. And that's where mantras come in. Know who you are. Walk your path. 5 out of 7 people may not like you, but you got you. And those 2 that are waiting for you at the end are the ones that matter. So create that mantra with no shame, no guilt, no, oh my God. No, you can't. You got to get off the seesaw. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't hold hands with both the devil and the Lord and say, I haven't decided. It's either yes or no. There's no maybe. Maybe is confusion. Maybe is that what do you call those lines? Those lines that make you like get dizzy, feel hypnotized. No, it's sí o no. Te peina o te hace rolo. But create the mantra that fits you like a bra. You know, us women with them ill-fitting bras, they're the most uncomfortable. You find yourself fidgeting all day, trying to tuck that nipple in. You don't want that kind of mantra. You want the mantra.
It happens to be all the time.
When you walk in, your shoulders are back, your chin is up, and your tits are perky. That's the mantra you got to create for yourself.
So let's do that. Let's challenge you. Start putting up in the comments. What mantra do you feel? Mantras do you feel? Describe you. Not describe you, but well, it can be described. But
you have any samples there? Examples?
Sure. Like, so some mantras that you do, like I was looking up some ideas, and you can do as you're walking, let's say, right? Some things they suggest as you're walking, you could say things like right here, right now. So that it reminds you to be in the present. Be in the present, being aware of your surroundings right here, right now. Let's say say in on the breath in and out on the breath out, or you can follow Gladiator Gurus and I'm breathing in the beauty and breathing out the bullshit. You could borrow mantras, especially if you feel it's applicable for you that particular day. I am here. I give thanks. Let's see. I am happy. I am powerful. I am happy and confident. I am fit and healthy. Now, the interesting thing is that sometimes these mantras or even affirmations are not exactly true at that moment in time. You may be struggling with your health. You may be struggling with your fitness level, but the point is that you are telling your body, I am healthy, I am strong, I am capable. And it's a reminder, and it's literally telling your mind, your body, your spirit, it's telling all of those things, this is who you are. And every cell in your body is going to hear that. And it's going to decide, do I want to stay sick or do I want to be powerful? I am powerful. I am healthy. I am fit. I can make it. I'm going to get there. I am there. I accept myself. I am the best version of myself. I am walking my path. However you want to say that. Or you could say, I've got this. I'm rocking this. I am beautiful. I am anything, as many things as you want. Don't limit yourself. If you're feeling kind of lousy today, pick something that's opposite of how you're feeling. If you don't like the way you're dressed today, I am vibrant. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. It's just like Gladiator Guru was saying, it's how you present yourself. Think about people who wear a uniform. Like if you go into a hospital and they're wearing just the regular scrub uniforms. There's some people, let's say women specifically, we'll categorize for women. There's some women that can have the same exact scrubs on and they have a very similar body shape, but some of them just have this way about them that is just spectacular, and then others don't. And what is it about them? Because mantras, affirmations, when we walk in them, when we become those positive mantras and affirmations that we believe in, we radiate that energy, we exude that energy, we radiate that vibration. And that's what people are feeling. That's what they are seeing. And sometimes they don't even know that. That is why walking in with confidence, I've learned this myself, that when I walk now, I walk with a knowing. I walk with I have a sense of myself, a sense of my capabilities. Even when I don't even look that great, I will walk with my shoulders thrown back, and I swear it's so funny because now I'm also very aware of my surroundings. It's so funny how many people stare. Men, women, I get the same thing that Gladiator Guru is talking about. Somebody says something. Oh my God, I really like that hat. Oh my God, I really like this. But I do the same as well. If I see something, I don't hesitate to say it. Wow, you look, and I go both, I'll go all out. Like if I see a woman and she just looks absolutely sexy, I will stop and say, you look absolutely sexy. I hope you know that. And I will sometimes say, and by the way, I'm very heterosexual. So I'm just like to let them know I'm not hitting on them, because sometimes when people say stuff like that, they think they're getting hit on, as opposed to, and I don't want to take it away. I want them to understand that what I'm saying is what I'm seeing, not what I'm hoping for. Like I'm hoping to get with them. It's even with a guy. Say, you know what? You have like the most gorgeous eyes. And I'm saying it not to hit on them. I'm saying it to say what I'm seeing and honoring that.
Yes. And some people might look at you funny. I don't say anything other than the compliment, but I get what you're saying. People will look at me like, or how about you catch them so off guard because they're probably so lost in that negative thinking that you just unfucked their thoughts. Yeah. You came at them and said, oh my God, you look beautiful in that dress. That hat, it was made for you. Have a great day. And when I do see, like one day I'm with my son, and that's why he hates going out with me. And I'm going down the escalator And this guy's coming up, and I just look at him and I said, oh my God, you are gorgeous. And he's going up, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, you're not so bad yourself. And I was like, and my son's like, I can't take you nowhere. But you know what? I don't care who I'm with. I used to do that with my husband. He's like, you're making me feel some type of way. And I'm like, it's okay, because you don't look like him. And he looked good. He's dressed all in black. That's my style. And, you know, let me tell you, you must pick a mantra. You must start catering to yourself in order to produce the will to want to love yourself. Because you don't want to fill the space with outside noise.
That's a good point. You got to say that again. To produce the will to love yourself.
You have to produce the will to want.
To want.
To love yourself. Because no one's going to do it. There's no knight in shining armor. You're not no damsel in distress. Nobody's not going to climb the tower for your ass. No one's going to slay dragons for you. You're the warrior in your story. You are the main character, which is the warrior, who will be synonymous with Robin Hood. You are robbing from the positive, from the light, to push out the negative darkness in your life. You are your own Robin Hood. So why not stop feeding yourself crumbs and go to what you deserve? Go into the light. Go into that beautiful room. Create that space. Even, I don't care if you have a small 1-bedroom. Find a corner and put lights to it and create that sanctuary that whenever you're not feeling good and you had a bad day, you come home, take your shoes off, hopefully at the door, and you walk into your space and you sit right there and you just breathe. Lori, when she opened up with that we gotta remember to breathe. We don't do it. My kids, they can't stand me half the time, but I don't know, my son was going through something. I said, breathe. Oh, what? If I wasn't breathing, I wouldn't be alive. And I said, listen, MFer, you're not breathing from here. And I punched him in the chest. You're not breathing.
I want to mention something about that. It's very interesting how aggravated people get when they're getting themselves worked up and you tell them that. My kids do the same thing. I've said, okay, listen, just breathe. Like they come right back at you. It's almost like it's an insult for you to tell them to breathe.
To remind them.
I'm not saying to calm down. In fact, that's not what I'm trying to control. I'm just saying don't forget your breath. Because you could get all pissed off and worked up all you want, but breathe. Don't hold back on the living entity of it. Just feel it. Like my mom's favorite thing to say is when we get upset about something, she's like, okay, relax, calm down, because she's uncomfortable with getting worked up. The irony is that she gets herself worked up, but when anybody gets worked up around her, she always makes that statement. And I would get pissed off at that statement, but I started to really think about why I get so angry with that statement, because it's somebody else saying to you don't do that. You need to calm it down. Whereas breathing is life. It's like, listen, you do you could be upset, but breathe, take in that breath. If it helps you yell louder, then yell louder. But that's part of this. It's clarity of self. Mantras are clarity of self. It's just like taking that breath. It's a reminder. It's, are you being you? If you're getting worked up about something, be in the moment of getting worked up about it, but also have that discernment to help you move through it. Mm-hmm. Because yes, there are times where you need to be pissed off, you need to be worked up, and you need to stand your ground. And then there's other times where it's overkill. It's a waste of energy. So and you can handle it so differently.
Because people go into defensive mode. When you know you're wrong, or when they're reminding you of how you're overthinking something, or whatever the situation may be. And then that defensiveness kicks in and they feel they got to defend something. So they're pulling at straws and then they're overreacting. But let me tell you, I heard something in a movie. Hola, Milagros. Yes, honey. They feel like you're telling them to calm down, chill. And sometimes people don't want to hear it. But my mantra, which I'm creating some marvelous things with my Breathe in the Beauty, is mine. And there's a time and place for that. And sometimes it's a shocker and like magically orgasmic, like my coffee naturally orgasmic. I love the shock factor in people because to me that's like lighting firecrackers up their ass. You don't want to keep it chill all the time. You don't want to I'm not walking on eggshells. If you don't like the name brand of my coffee, don't fucking buy it. That's just how plain and simple that is. But there's people that they won't get that. And there's people that you just they can't deal with that. But let me tell you, when someone is hyperventilating, when they're really coming at you and you want to tell them just breathe, you're not breathing from your chest. That's when you say, breathe in the flowers, blow out the candles. You see? So in order to blow out your birthday candles, you got to breathe in deep. And when I saw that in a movie, I was like, wow, that is awesome for the people who because we can sound very aggressive in the midst of a disagreement or in the middle of chaos to tell somebody, just breathe, because now we sound controlling. We sound aggressive. We sound like we're just trying to tell them what to do. But just say, hey, breathe in the flowers. Just breathe them in. And then you can do that with them. Just let them know that, okay, breathe in the flowers.
I want to breathe in the fucking flowers.
And it works. Now, let me tell you something. To me, I believe statistics is like science. They lie. So they say the world is suffering from overpopulation. Yet there's an epidemic happening. And for those of us that deal with this type of thing, we have to be blind not to notice it. But there is an epidemic happening right here under our noses, and it's called loneliness. And the price that we pay in choosing loneliness will, and this is a study, will cost us 15 years of our life. And if you don't believe me, go watch that documentary, The Blue Zone. I loved it. And he said that. Because he studied the Blue Zone, which he went to 5 different places around the world to find out how they have centenarian, I can't even say the word, people living over 100 years old. And he said in the United States, there's an epidemic of loneliness that will cost you 15 years of your life. So are you willing to pay for that cost? Are you willing to pay into you losing? And that's true. You meet people, they don't go out, they're staying home, they only go out to do what they. What happened? I was taken off?
I didn't touch you. I wasn't even touching any of the.
Oh, I'm not even near my computer's over there. So, I mean, you have to. I'm watching it. Isn't it wonderful? I want to go to Sardinia. Leanne, have you been? I want to go there. There's people living to 100 and something years old. It's beautiful. In Okinawa. I love the people in Okinawa. Anyway, so that's what you have to do. Create a mantra. Right now, borrow one. Borrow one, right? Let me tell you this. Borrow a mantra. The Badass Buddha shared quite a few that are amazing. Borrow a mantra that tickles your tongue as it rolls off.
That's a good way to look at it.
So there's mantras like I'm brilliant. Brrr. Exercise that tongue. Whichever word, and try out a few, and whichever one just tickles you, or you smile as you say it, that's your word. That's your word. Don't just pick an uncomfortable word that's too big for you. You don't want to go out wearing shoes 2 or 3 sizes too big for your feet, right? So don't use a word you cannot fit into. Because people who choose those kind of words want to fail so they can say, I tried it, don't work for me. That's bullshit, all that mantra stuff. Don't fear it, embrace it. We all have a mantra. We all have a word that tickles us. We all have a word that's like, oh, I like the way that feels when I say it. Pick one, go through them, sit in front of the mirror. You know, when you're angry, but you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to let that get to me. And you walk away, notice how everything just feels better when you smile. So pick a word that makes you smile. It doesn't have to be a word that's used a lot. Be different, be creative, but be real. You know, you cannot be my size and say, I'm a Barbie. I'm Barbie. Where's my Ken? You know, everybody says they want to be a Barbie. I would never want to be a Barbie. She looks like deformed.
Nobody says you can't say that.
But what I'm saying is pick something that fits you, that you know that when you're going to go out there and you're going to say it, you're going to wear it well. And if you're saying what kind of word won't fit right? Well, how many of you say, would say things that I say? Because it might be uncomfortable, right? You think about me when you're choosing a word. Okay, I don't want to say that. She says that, and I can't say that. Pick one that you're going to say that's going to feel nice. Like I tell you, there's one word I use in both languages. ¿Cómo anda, Margarita? ¿Cómo anda de maravilla? How are you, Margie? I am amazing. How are you? I'm awesome. Oh, so there's two. There's two. I'm awesome. Because I am. Because I am a walking, traveling magician. I can write, paint, and speak anywhere in the world that I'm at. I don't even need to carry a pen because I could borrow one. So there's nothing I cannot do. It's just things I choose not to do. So I am amazing. I am fucking awesome. You know why? Because I know who I am in that part. And I know what I'm capable of doing. I know the level of my procrastination better than anybody can accuse me to be. So pick it. I want to be Wonder Woman. Me too, Leanne. You know how much jewelry I own from Wonder Woman?
I want to be Wonder Woman. That lady's hot.
That woman was an invisible plane. She was a raven head. Those eyes. Yes, Wonder Woman. Bionic Woman would be good too, but she left the scene too quick for me. Good morning, Toji. So pick one. I don't have any other than make a list. The badass Buddha. You have more?
No.
You don't have more words?
No.
Okay.
Listen, here's the deal. This is about you. Like, so find all those things that you love about yourself, that you know about yourself, the positives, not the negatives, and the stuff, and maybe who you want to be. You know, it doesn't have to be who you are. Remember we said it's about being present, but present in what you're saying and present in what you're feeling, but it doesn't always have to be applicable to the current now. So like if you want to be healthy, saying I am healthy, I am physically capable. Like if you're struggling physically to move around, if you're not in great health, you can say it as a present thing. I am. Because here's the consideration that at this moment in time, you may not be as physically fit as you want to be or physically active or as healthy, but you are still healthier and more physically fit and active than someone else. So there might be somebody else that you know or don't know that can't even get out of bed in the morning, can't stand up straight, can only walk a few steps. So if you could walk about a half a mile before you get tired, that's a half a mile more than some other people could walk. That's a quarter mile. That's why you have to say it as I am in the present moment, but also what you're longing to be. I am sexy. I am physically fit. I am toned. before I left for Tennessee in the summertime, one of the things that I set for my goal for 2023 was to be a certain weight, but not just be a certain weight, also be very toned. I have not truly been toned since I've been in my early 20s, like that. It's been a very long time. And I figured before I really start sagging to the point where I cannot fix it, because I want to have the arms that I want to have. And then I'm going to reward myself by getting a really cool tattoo, but I want to get rid of that extra fat. And the interesting thing was, without thinking about it, I just kept working and doing work around the house. And I was nonstop burning calories, lifting heavy stuff up, not eating that much, not on purpose. And then all of a sudden, about 4 weeks in, I got a glance of myself in the mirror. I was doing something and I went, oh my God. And I went like that with my arm, and my arm had not been that thin in a really long time. Even when I lost the weight, I lost weight, but it wasn't toned. And I was looking at that going, oh my God, like I actually can see definition, not right now. I can't, but I thought to myself, you know what? I wasn't even trying. I was just doing. I was doing very physical stuff. And now that I'm back in Connecticut, I sent my sister a text yesterday, and I said, I missed the stairs. We have such a huge staircase, and I was walking up and down, carrying stuff, walking out to the barn, like all this moving. And I said to her, I missed the staircase because I already feel myself not moving as much, because the environment is conducive to that here more than there. So I have to get back into that headspace and say, it's not about pushing myself to do it. It's about just doing it without thought, saying, this is my purpose. And then in the end, this is what else I'm going to gain from it, which is the weight loss, the toning of the body, without thinking about it. So it's when you become that walking mantra, you set into play who you want to be or who you are. So as Gladiator Guru says, I am awesome. She is stating who she is. Mm-hmm. If you don't believe you're awesome yet, but want to be, you state, I am awesome, knowing that that is going to be your future. And before you know it, you will answer that. Somebody keeps saying to me, my ex keeps saying to me, you look good, you look hot. He keeps saying all this stuff to me. And I say back to him, before I used to ignore it because I just would get annoyed with it. But I actually say to him now, I know. Because I do. I know. Like, I know I do. And I said it at first sort of tongue in cheek, but I'm actually dead serious about it now. Because I know I am. I think I look better now than I did when I was in my 30s, because I was very huge, very miserable. And so I know. And I'm not saying it to be arrogant. I'm just stating what I feel about myself now, and not what's the word I'm looking for? Not feeling bad about it. Because for years, again, playing small, even when you did look really great. Oh, remember we did this? I remember the very first Osa tu Corona, we talked about this, how somebody says, oh my God, I love that dress. You look so beautiful in that dress. That dress is so pretty. This thing, I got it for like $5 at Goodwill. Like, we always have to downplay. Always. And there's nothing wrong with bragging about that, but we have to take the compliment. Somebody says, oh my God, that dress is beautiful. I know. You know what? I said the same thing. And here's the best part too. Got it for $5 at Goodwill. It's acknowledging as opposed to brushing it off. You have got to acknowledge now for yourself these mantras. I am capable. Everything is figure outable. That's what's her name's saying. One of the things that I've been really pushing on my kids is there's a solution for everything.
Yeah.
There is a solution for everything. You are resilient. You will figure it out. The thing is that there's a solution for everything. It's just sometimes it's not the solution that we want. But if you say, I can roll with it, no matter what, I will always make it work. Do you understand the power behind those statements? No matter what, I will always make it work. That means that I have control of any situation. Even when the situation is out of control, The one thing I am truly in control of is myself.
You are, because when people get upset because it's not what they wanted, then maybe that's not what you need. So you got to always think beyond that. And like the I am, that was great. Thank you for sharing, because you do look great. Now, and then I
Oh,
have
thank
been
you.
doing a lot of healing. I'm at my sister's house in Ansonia, so she's been helping. I stay in her basement part of her house. So I walk up the stairs from here to the first level where the bathroom is like 20 times a day. I purposely leave things so I can come back down and get it. The laundry's on the above level. So I get the stair climbing because that has worked. I discovered the other day, a picture popped up, and through my isolation after my mom died, and I did a lot of healing and forgiveness for myself, and I thought I did it all like an encompass, but I'm still carrying a lot of sorrow. And I discovered this like 2-3 days ago, and I sat there and I allowed myself to cry. And then I hugged my body and I loved on my body, and I wrote a whole piece about my body that would she's still healing, and I'm not ashamed of her anymore. And I'm questioning, okay, why do I feel blah? Why do I feel like this is here? Why do I feel this when I'm being active? And I even cleared meat out of my menu. I just can't do it anymore. So what's this that's going on? And I have to discover it step by step. It is not going to come to me. It's not going to be an epiphany. It's not going to be like an angel's going to come and deliver me the scroll. It's going to come little by little. So owning your now and living in your moment is the only thing we own. So fashion a mantra that suits your now, that's comfortable in your now, but that is something you can carry onto your last breath. You are the historian, the professor, and the event planner of your life. Yet the only thing you will ever own is your now. You don't own yesterday. Who the fuck knows about tomorrow? So you have to say, I am the I am within me, which means I am resilient. I am beautiful. I am capable. I am brilliant. I am loving. I am forgiving. You, especially us wounded women, for you to walk around saying, and how are you? I am very forgiving. I am forgiving. What's one thing you would say about yourself? That I am forgiving. I am a forgiving person. And love who you are in the moment. See, the she said, the badass said this is what she wanted, and this is what she needs to be. And she's been saying that for a while, and she conquered it. And she conquered it without really becoming obsessed with it. Because all the moves that she has done, this is what I want to do. The actual purchasing, Leanne and her in Tennessee, the actual coming down for the week, going back, packing, it wasn't even an in your face thing, because she set out to journey her path. It was easy. Life is easy. The choices we make is what makes our lives difficult and hard. And in that process, if you're hating yourself, if you're talking ill to yourself, if you're judging and bullying yourself, you're not going to see the path clearly, and you're going to keep taking detours. So love who you are. And that's where I'm at. I always dress in layers no matter what size I'm in, because I love layers. Then I asked myself the other day, why? Because I've always loved layers. And when I tell you, I could be in the summer wearing 3 layers of linen. Yeah, it's breathable material. It doesn't make you sweat, but it's still 3 layers of it. Am I hiding? What am I doing? And I sat with myself long, because I don't have my car here. So when my sister goes to work, I have a lot of me time. And I sat there, and you know what? The first thing, when I just sat there and started breathing and listening to my heartbeat, it was something that I thought I dealt with, but it wasn't. So wearing layers is comfortable. It really is. And but why? So what do you tell yourself? What do you have in here that you don't dig out? It has a lot of things with unhealed things. And so be who you are. I'm unhealed. This happened. I thought I dealt with it, but then there's little trickle effects that bother me, but I'm still amazing. You know why? Because I'm a survivor. I came out of there. I'm strong. I know who I am. I walk my truth. I speak my truth. I don't give a fuck who likes me and who doesn't like me. And that's what happens. You come and you come figure out who you are. And the badass Buddha says, oh, I want to do this and this and this. And now I have to move and I got to pack, not realizing that she was doing it all until she caught that glance of herself. She accomplished unpacking, putting things where they are, painting, breaking down, building, walking to the barn, coming back, still watching what she was eating because now it became a habit.
That's true.
And
that's true. Yeah.
And I'm grateful, and I can't wait to go back on my weight. I really can. It's something that I am working on. But in this process, it's like none other, because I am not self-hating. I am not bullying myself. I am not hiding myself. I am. And so shall I become with the effort.
Well, and there you are. That's the take action, the effort. You could say all these things, you know. Here's the interesting thing. The moment you align with what you're saying and believe it, that's when you do it. Because you could sit there and say all the affirmations in the world. You can say all the mantras in the world. But if you don't believe it, you won't have any motivation to push yourself. That is why you do need the extra outside sources to give you that little kick in the ass if you can't do it yourself. That's why coaches work so well. That's why we do what we do. That's why therapists sometimes, friends, tribe members, it's just to give you that little kick in the ass that you need. You know, sometimes we can kick our own ass and be like, oh, I'm so freaking done with this. I am not doing this anymore. And then you go. But other times you're like, well, I don't know, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and that's why I love my sister. My sister's really good at kicking me in the ass to do stuff. And once I get going, it's like, then once you get going, you get this momentum. And then you align with what it is that you want, and you're very clear on it. And now nothing is going to get in the way. You know, we all have that. We've all done that in our lifetime, especially when we're children. Like, children are very good and annoying about this. When they set their mind on something, they are relentless in asking for it and wanting it. Like my daughter, the youngest one, when she wants something, she will be nonstop. She'll be asking about it, whining about it, talking about it. She'll show me pictures of it. And I'm not stupid. I know exactly what she's doing. And I will call her out on it. But there's a point where you just give up as a parent. And you're just like, fine, because you don't want to hear it anymore. You're just like, I don't want to hear this anymore. And you just give in. And while we get pissed off at them for being like that, why do we lose that as an adult? Why do we lose that when it's important to us? We always find a way. Why do we choose to put ourselves on that back burner so often and just accept things as they are and just be that way? Oh, I'll lose the weight tomorrow, or I'll get in shape tomorrow. I'm not really worried about it just yet. Okay, how many more medications do you have to be on to actually make a choice to say no more? Oh, well, it's too late. I don't know how to do it. Find somebody that can help you do it. There's plenty of people who have literally got off multiple medications and reversed diseases by making massive changes in their lives, working with a naturopath. The problem is you got to do the work. Got to do the work. That's the take action. You can't sit there and lie to yourself and say, I want to be healthy. I want to be this. I want to be that. But then you're not willing to do the work. And I get this because I've done it myself, but I see this a lot in clients. I see this in friends, family members. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of that. I don't want this anymore. Okay, then do this. Oh, but Yeah, it's not going to work for me. Well, there you go. There, you just said it. So shut the hell up about it. Don't complain about it. If you don't want to feel that way anymore, then this is what you need to do. And you need to do it for at least 6 months. That's the only way your body is going to heal is to at least 6 months. And I'm going to tell you, most of the time it's not just 6 months, especially if you've been sick for a long time. People are not willing. They just don't want to give up that stuff. Oh my God, because it fits their lifestyle. So it's anything like that. It fits the lifestyle. You've got to decide what's the most important thing for you to be the way you are and live the life you want to live, or just accept. And you know what? Here's the thing, and Gladiator Guru will agree with me on this one. If you're not willing to put the action into place, if you're not willing to fight hard for yourself, if you're not willing to take the steps, do it, even when it's uncomfortable. Get the assistance for the outside sources, for people around you to help you be accountable. If you're not willing to do that, then stop complaining. Shut up. Just say, you know what? I am the way I am, and I'm just going to have to be okay with that, because you're not willing. We get tired of hearing it after a while. I get tired of hearing it from myself. I've caught myself numerous times saying the same thing over and over, and I'm going, oh my God, when am I going to get tired of that? Am I tired of this already? Because this has got to stop. And the only way is to actually take action in the direction that you really don't want to go in, because it's uncomfortable.
You know, what Irita said is true, because that's how I believe. You know, I don't travel. I don't do anything without prayer. And I may be a little bit off the compass, but you know, I have a relationship with Yahweh, not churches, not other people. But I always pray before I do anything. And I always pray to be strong, to pick out the good seeds of the day. But you know, we all need those bad ones. But I believe if every day you wake up and you make an effort to be the best person you can possibly be, there's no one or nothing that can make you go astray. There's not a word that somebody says that's going to trigger your unhealed wounds. There's not going to be an action that somebody does that's going to knock you on your ass. If you are solid in who you are and still have insecurities, because you know what? We all have insecurities. We're human. Right. We're going to have that little, oh my God. Anybody ever have to take a cold shower? Let me put that in your head, because when we were younger, I don't know why every winter my mother didn't pay the bills. We had to take cold showers, right? Oh. So you ever had to, you know, like, oh my God, it's cold, but and you like do it now, do it now. So you're going back and forth, and then you just like hold your breath and go in and get all wet and step out and get soaked up, and now your body is a bit warmer. You already did it. I think it was more the fear of getting wet with the cold water than the actual cold water hitting your body, because the moment it hits, you adapt. Then you soap up, and then you do it one more time. 1, 2, and you go in and you do it. That's courage. Because how many people would not even have the courage to say, I'm going to do it now, and hold their breath and do it? How many people would have grabbed a rag and washed their ass with the rag and their toto and their underarms and call it a day? Cochinos. Those are piggies. Because it takes more time washing up than it does running into the shower. But so that's courage. So if you ever in doubt of yourself, think about the things you had to do that maybe you were embarrassed to let anybody know you had to go through. But you did it. I'm never ashamed. My mom created the strongest women by accident. But let me tell you, we had to take a shower twice a day. So we were in there 1, 2. And my kids hated it because they had to do the second. Not that we didn't have water, but if I would come home late on a school night and it was like 4 degrees out, they still had to wash their ass. So, and they still talk about it to this day. And I said, yeah, but what do you do? How you train your kids? They take 2 showers a day, no doubt. Because it's just ridiculous if you don't. So, things you learn that you do and you forgot, should add to your mantra, because you have walked through that fire. You swam that ocean. You did not back down to the demons in front of you. Do you forget? Go back and remember the little things you did. And that should build your confidence that you were built for the toughness of the world. There's nothing you cannot do. So when you go out there and someone says, oh my God, you cut all your hair off? What made you do that? Me? Oh my God, but you look, I said, I look what? I said, I didn't do it for you. I did it for me. And keep it going. I'm not here to impress you. But if you like it, then let's talk. Because that means there's a light that you and I were supposed to meet. If I see something beautiful in you, it's because we were supposed to meet. Be who you are. Let your light shine out to the world, because you know what? You never know whose life you're saving with your smile. I read that all the time. Smile, because you don't know whose life you're saving.
Yep.
You know what? Be attentive to your surroundings, because you don't know what song or conversation you're going to hear that's going to save your life, or that's going to make you, oh my God, that's confirmation. Okay, I'm going to do it. You're walking away from something because of fear, and you hear two women having ice cream talking about, if I didn't take that opportunity, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And sometimes if you hear that, that's confirmation. Take your ass back and do what you got to do. So be present in your life. If you're present in your moment and you believe that you are here on purpose, for a purpose, then sometimes we do need to be reminded by people, places, and things. Use that to your advantage. And live your best life, because if not you, who? You know, I was doing my eyebrows this morning, right? And I really don't like to do that because I'm lazy to do eyebrows, because I got to put my glasses on. I got to do my eyeliner without my glasses, and I'm blind. And then I'm doing this, and I start cracking up in the mirror, right? I'm cracking up because one of my eyebrows is lower than the other. So yep. I'm trying to do it right with my glasses, and then one's more rounded than the other. And I'm like, ugh. So I had to erase it like twice because it wasn't coming out. And then I remember my niece once told me, you know, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Treat them appropriately. So I'm cracking up because we try so hard to perfect something that needs no perfection. You know why? Because they simply are. They simply are. And we forget little details about ourselves. And laugh at it when you remind yourself, you idiot, they're not the same. They never been. Just like your tit, one's always bigger than the other. And we criticize them, embrace them. Be happy that you walk, that you can hear, that you can see, that you can smell, that you can taste. And you know what? I was with someone this week, and I said she's having problems swallowing, so she can't enjoy certain foods. Be happy you can put something in your mouth, taste it, chew it, and swallow it with ease. Yeah. Because many people don't have those luxuries. So you are already, by certain standards, very wealthy. And if you can remind yourself to live in your 5 senses, you become wealthy because you stay healthy of mind, body, and soul. So stop complaining and revisit what you already own. You know, what's that? Refurbish, reset, reunite with who you are, and you forgot because you were trying to be somebody else. How's that? And that's it. That's all I got.
That's it. Well, and it's perfect. We're at the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. And listen, work on yourself. You have the whole weekend. And on Tuesday, we're going to start Gratitude Month for September. And we're going to start out with, are you happy today? That's going to be the question that we ask. Happy today and every day. Because that is what gratitude helps bring to the table by shifting our energy. So get ready for that conversation. September is going to be a beautiful, beautiful month of just appreciation, gratitude, honoring self and others, and honoring spirit, honoring the soul, because that's what gratitude does. So as you work on this taking action piece and moving forward into who you are becoming, when you falter, when you don't do the right thing all the time, doesn't matter. You're still going to go with gratitude, and then that will start to shift. It will just happen automatically. So thank you everybody for being here. And anything last minute, Gladiator Guru, before we sign off?
No. Thank you, Desiree, for participating. Iritza, like jumping a pool. Sonia, my friend Sonia, who works like 50 jobs, had the time. You know, and even be happy to take a shit. Some people who need, colostomy bags. You know how to say that? You know what? Just be happy. You look up what are my 5 senses. And if you're lucky, you have a 6th sense. That's where you can tap into that intuition, because you know 85% of the time that your ass is wrong in your thoughts. And you're too tired or lazy or insecure to take the right path. Well, you know what? Enough. We've talked about this all year. Show up for yourself. All ratted-tatted, boho smelling like you haven't worn underarm deodorant in 3 months. It doesn't matter. Pop up like slut magic into your own life and walk with that strut. Shoulders back, chin up, smile or not. Nod to people in acknowledgement, because we all want to be acknowledged, you know, and keep going and walking on your path, and don't let anybody make you take a detour. So with that, we love you. We see you Tuesday. Have a phenomenal weekend, as you are brilliant and awesome and resilient and real and loved.
From the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from the Gladiator Guru, mi gente, remember to breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. We don't need it. Let it go. Namaste.
Bye, everyone.